Hey guys, this is going to be a quick video that just goes over the rocket. So this is the tube that comes with it. What you're going to want to do, and it keeps fading on me. I'm trying to get a focus on this. The first thing you want to do is pay attention to the side. So that the bottom part here where my pinky is actually a sealed off portion of the tube. Up here, there's a cap you put on. So there's my cap. The capped end is actually the bottom. So it strongly recommends that you put, fins on your rocket. If you add it wants you to add a nose cone to it. Let me, real quick. So here's the other one, the empty one. That way I can turn it around. So this end is capped off. And that's going to be our top. It wants you to either glue a piece, or tape, I guess, a piece of cotton up there, or make a nose cone for it. So you can take some paper and make a nose cone and tape that on. I'd imagine this is the cushion when it comes back down. There's a cap that goes on this end. And I'd imagine, well, not imagine, that's going to be the bottom for sure. All right. So a simple piece of tube. Put a cap on. Now here's how this works. You're going to take a piece of tape and you're going to tape 4 straws together. I think I stuck my straw in and I cut off the top that poked out the top, the portion that poked out the top, which looks to be about, 2 inches of straw. And you're going to do that 4 times and you're going to tape them together. And then you're going to wedge that piece of straw about halfway down your rocket. Again, keep the cap towards the top for now. You're going to add a little bit of vinegar. So you can see I've got maybe, an inch of vinegar. Your kit should have come with a bottle of vinegar. No idea what that was. And a dropper to add the vinegar in. And you'll let the vinegar flow through your straws, and then finally you're going to break off a piece of chalk and throw it in there. I don't know how much to tell you to use. We're going to talk about that. And theoretically, and I know I'm going to regret this. Maybe not. It's a little bit slower than I thought. I really thought something was going to happen by now. I thought it'd be a little more reactive. You can see the carbon, or the calcium, and the carbonate mixing with the vinegar. And this is going to be an acid-base reaction. I really wasn't expecting it to take this long, actually. Maybe I didn't add enough. If nothing happens, I'm going to be a little disappointed, which should also tell you to add a lot more than I did. So, good thing you have me to test this out, I guess. It is reacting, though. You could see it in there. I'm going to upload this to YouTube. You might want to fast forward until you see me talk again. Or until you see my face, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. You can see the bubbles forming in there, though, for sure. You can see the chalk is mostly dissolved. And we'll talk about what the products are tomorrow. Well, next week, probably. Now, part of me is wondering if I have a hole in here somewhere, because this should have burst. Or maybe I put my cap on too tight. I'm kind of afraid to test it though. I think something's going to happen soon though. I could see the tube is bulging a little bit. And when you do this, you should stand back. You should do this outside, not in your kitchen sink, like I'm doing. Because the only thing standing between me and this rocket is my phone. And that's not exactly an ideal situation. And I can't believe we're on 5.5 minutes. Maybe that really wasn't enough. Well, that's disappointing. And the reaction's more or less stopped too, so I'm just gonna pop this bad boy. Yep, that'll do it. I think I had it just on too tight. Well, that worked. Jesus. Alright, well, that wasn't as smooth as I would have liked, but hey, something happened. It smells like vinegar. You can see the chalk is still there, so I think I just didn't have enough of vinegar. Now, that being your mission, if you choose to accept it, and hint, you do because it's homework for the weekend. I want you to make a rocket. So, I would like you don't have to, because I didn't give you construction paper. If you have paper at home, and you should have scrap paper somewhere, I'd like you to design a rocket. Add some fins to it, add a nose cone. This is your chance to be creative, combining creativity and science. And we did this week with physics, making different cars that are powered by under their own force, balloon cars or band cars. And it was a good way for them to get creative with science. I know Morgan, for once, actually talked quite a bit today. So it seems like it helped. So what I'm getting at is, be a little creative with it. Design your rocket. And what I want you to do is, I want you to make at least 3 attempts with your rocket. I want you to try and see if you can I want you to see how high you can get your rocket to go, essentially. So, I want you to try different amounts of calcium carbonate or chalk. You should have a few tablets there, a few pieces. I used a very tiny piece. It was only like that big, like it, in terms of the thing, probably only about that long. And I only used, you saw, like, that much vinegar. So, that clearly didn't work. Or maybe I just need to let it mix a little more. But make sure it's away from you. Like, mix it and stand away. I dropped mine. So, make 3 different attempts with your rocket. You've got 2 rockets. Be very careful with them. Because if you break them, that's it. And I'd hope you wouldn't break it before you got a chance to actually do your experiment. What else did I want to say? Careful putting the straws in. So, they really do just barely fit in your tube. What I had to do was kind of pinch my tube to try to make sure it constantly fit, and then wedge them down there with scissors. This is a good way to break your rocket. I am really glad I didn't. But you're going to want to use like as minimum tape as you want. Try to just limit to 1 layer, because it's going to be tough to get it in there. It's going to be a pain in the butt. But hopefully this gets you away from the monotony of lectures. It gives you something fun to do over the weekend. There's going to be a few questions. I'll post them right after I post this video on YouTube. I'll get a homework set up for you. You do have an instruction booklet with your rocket. Look that over. Read it over. I'm sure it'll be useful. And absolutely always let me know if you have questions. But hopefully you have a little fun with this. I kind of did. That actually was a big pop. Yeah. I'd do it outside. I would have made an actual rocket, but like I've got a parking lot full of cars and my driveway where I risk getting ran over, or the rocket getting ran over. And I don't want the rocket hitting someone's car, because then they're going to come yell at me, and I don't feel like dealing with my neighbors. Otherwise, have a great night. Hopefully you watch this. Hopefully this helped. And science party time, always.